Hi Scorpio, how are we today? Just doing our weekly readings. This week we're just sort of checking in what's going on for you this week. I will be doing a few cards for love as well. But make sure you do subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I do really appreciate that. It also does allow you to stay up to date with all the uploads. Do upload quite regularly here, as well as, every full moon we do have those shadow work messages. All right. But you're more than welcome to leave comments on the videos and let me know if there's any specific topics you would like me to look into. And I'm definitely going to take those on board and move forward with readings with your advice as well, okay? But today we are using a few different decks. So we're starting off with the Cosmic Messages Oracle there. I also have the Egyptian Oracle and the Sweet Love Tea Love Oracle. All right, and then clarifying all the messages today with the lunar lenormand. Okay, getting into it for you, Scorpio. Starting off with your affirmation message for the week. Scorpio, what is going on for our Scorpios? Okay, Scorpio, affirmation message for our Scorpios. What has your inner voice been asking of you? Listen and act. Okay, Scorpio, I feel like it was Libra that got this same message. So there may be some of you on the cusp that are watching or have strong Libra placements. But it's, what has your inner voice been asking of you? Listen and act. So your inner voice has been trying to sort of get a message through to you, Scorpio, and it's time to listen to that. I feel like for a lot of you, you have been, it's kind of like you've got this little inner voice trying to tell you to do something or move in a certain direction, and you've kind of been going, no, not going to do that. No, I'm just getting a bit of stubborn energy with you. Like, I feel like a lot of you know that you need to do something, or you're feeling drawn to move in a certain direction, but you're kind of being like, nope, not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. So that's very interesting. We will see as we go through if there's anything wanting to come out in regard to that specifically. Scorpio, what's going on for our Scorpios? Whoa, okay. Scorpio, what does Scorpio need to know this week? What does Scorpio need to know this week? Messages for our Scorpios. Anubis. I feel like, once again, this is the exact same that what Libra had as well. Remember that you're both the light and the darkness. Seek the truth of your reality. All right, so this is a message here. Anubis is a message about, not being afraid of the darkness within. That maybe that's partly what your intuition, your inner voice has been asking of you, is to pay attention to not only the light but also the darkness. And I'm picking up that for some of you it's kind of flipped here as well, that you've been living so long in the darkness that you forget about the light. It does also remind us that there may actually be something in that shadow work reading for you. So if you go back to the most recent shadow work reading and rewatch that, or watch that if you haven't already, there may be a message for you in there. And for those of you who have already watched it, I would suggest rewatching it as well, because it may actually be picking up on something that has happened, between now and when I uploaded that shadow work message, and you rewatch that and kind of go, oh, now it all kind of makes sense. All right, so there definitely may be a message for you in that particular reading. But it's kind of like, for you here, it's talking a little bit more about the balance, the seeking the truth of your reality, because we've all heard that saying about, there's three sides to a story, your side, their side, and then the truth in the middle. And the same can be said of the light and the darkness within yourself as well. There's that truth in the middle, the balance in the middle of, that this is who I truly am. I'm not just all these good things. I'm not just all these bad things. I'm a combination of all of them. And, the truth is that I can be both. I don't have to be all light or all darkness. I can be both. regardless of what's going on in my life, that I am actually this perfect blend of my darkness and my light. So it's a little bit different to the message we got for Libra, but very similar. I do feel as though it was Libra that got that message too. Okay, clarify this message for Scorpio, please. Scorpio, what's going on for Scorpio this week? What does Scorpio need to know right now? Stirring up both sides of yourself, Scorpio. Starting off with the stork here, we do see that it is time to stir things up. Stir up, kind of like stirring up yourself a little bit, stirring up people in your life, and stirring up the darkness, stirring up the light, whichever one needs to be stirred up within you yourself. I do feel, different sides of the collective. Some of you are living a little bit more in the darkness at the moment, and some of you are living a little bit more in the light, and some of you are living in that light, saying, I've got to do everything perfect. I've got to be happy and positive all the time. Whereas others of you are living a little bit more in that negativity and the darkness overwhelms me kind of energy, struggling a little bit there as well. So, it's about stirring up both of those things and finding the balance of having both positivity and negativity, not living in just one, that it's okay to sometimes be negative because that allows us things that we maybe haven't noticed or learned, and it allows us to embrace those things about ourselves and move forward in a more balanced kind of a way. And same as the light side, we can't all be perfect all the time. It's just humanly impossible. So, sometimes we need to stir up the darkness and understand that, our flaws are there for a reason. Those darker emotions are there for a reason. Sometimes we learn the most through the hardest things. So, it's not hiding from any emotion at the moment. It's not hiding from the good emotions, and it's not hiding from the bad emotions. It's allowing both to be sort of stirred up within us so that we can find the balance of who we are, the truth of our reality in the middle of that. So we do see the masculine and the heart coming through there as well. So, the masculine is, the one that tries to hold back those feelings, the one that chaos reigns, the one that has, it's more of the darkness side of things. And then we see, of course, the heart, which is more the love side of things, more the light side of things. So this is once again finding balance between the two of those. So doing so in a very kind of rational, logical way, because it's very important to understand. And this is why, once again, I do feel like that shadow work message was very important for you, because it was taking into consideration the masculine energy and the need for both. All right. The divine masculine is not just war and chaos and logic all the time. A true divine masculine doesn't hide from emotion. A true divine masculine, protects emotion and allows safety for the most vulnerable parts of ourselves. A true masculine, it doesn't come down and rule the feminine sides of ourselves and rule the heart space. No, it provides a safe space for that heart space to be and exist. And we see it quite common in in the world at the moment, just as an example, that there's a lot of masculine energy out there that tries to, control the feminine energy and tries to, they have to be strong by being non-emotional and doing being masculine in certain ways. But a lot of the time that those stereotypical masculine ways are not actual divine masculine ways. Divine masculine ways protect the heart and still, have space for emotion. And that's what you're sort of coming into this. You're stirring that up within yourself, that it's okay to love. It's okay to have love in your life. It's okay to, protect my heart and have my heart, on display. It's not a weakness to have emotion and show love. That is not a weakness at all. It's actually part of my strength. And the divine masculine knows that. So there's definitely a lot of messages here in regard to balancing the, the heart space with the darker sides of yourself that are trying to, control everything that you're doing. You're trying to control and stop all those negative emotions coming out, whereas your heart space knows that even the negative emotions serve a purpose in your life and your psyche. Okay, but we'll have a look here at love for you, because we're seeing the heart. Quite often when we see the heart, it does sort of want me to delve into the love life stuff pretty heavy here. Okay, Scorpio. Scorpio, what does Scorpio need to know in regard to love and romance? Romantic love energy for our Scorpios. And do you know what? I'm already getting messages here that, like, because I'm just sort of seeing one of my Scorpio friends actually made a post on Facebook just yesterday or the day before with this exact issue. So it just clarifies and validates the messages for you, knowing that, I know for a fact that there is at least one Scorpio that is already aware of this energy and is already in this energy, knowing that, the difference between a weak masculine, fake masculine, unevolved masculine energy and the divine masculine energy. And the divine masculine energy has a heart and has, their strength is their love. So I just felt the need to mention that there. But firstly, we have expression coming through. Being able to share your feelings openly, vulnerable, and honesty. So, like I was just sort of saying, the divine masculine knows that vulnerability isn't not a weakness, that sometimes openness is exactly what is necessary, that expressing love is not a weakness, that it's actually, divine energy. Enchanted whisper. Listen to your heart and take a chance on love. Listen and act. We saw that already. What has your inner voice been asking of you? Listen and act. And then this is saying, listen to your heart and take a chance on love. We're seeing the need for you to pay a little bit more attention to giving that heart space in your life. Wonder, dreams, and promises. So we see some strong energy there. And we also have love's wings coming through for you as well, Scorpio. Put aside differences so that we can soar to the next level. Divine devotion and ascending. Okay, so it's time to move forward in love. It's time to start ascending and listen to your heart and start taking those chances that your intuition is already asking of you. Your intuition is already trying to push you towards maybe a particular person or maybe just love in general. But it's all about being unafraid to open up and to express yourself and to express, what it is that you desire with love, who it is you desire with love, for some of you here, maybe apologize to somebody. I'm picking up on that for at least one of you. But putting aside those differences, so that you can move to the next level. If you want to be with this person, you maybe do need to put aside your differences or find a way to compromise, find a way for you to get on the same page with this person. Maybe you need to apologize. Once again, I am just getting that for one or two people. It's not all of you, okay? Not all of you need to apologize. It's more about finding a way to, come together and move forward in love, if that's what you want. Scorpio, love and romance for our Scorpios. Have the conversation. Have the conversation, Scorpio. We have the birds coming through first. Have the conversation. There may be a need to make a phone call to actually sit down and have a conversation with somebody, whether that's, face-to-face over the phone or even, other ways of communication there. Expression. You need to express yourself and what you desire here with love. We have the moon. What is your intuition trying to tell you? Listen and act All right, this is your emotions being, have the conversation about your emotions. Trust your intuition here. That inner voice is trying to push you in the right direction. The direction seems to be all about love for you this week, Scorpio, and that, it's kind of, there's a message coming through about if you truly desire this and you truly desire love in your life, is it not worth resolving the conflict? We have the whip here as well, and that's clarified by the sun on the bottom of the deck. Okay, so it's worth resolving the conflict, because for a lot of you, the conflict comes from you yourself. All right, so that's maybe for the person that needs to apologize, is that were you in conflict? Is that the reason that you're needing to have this conversation with somebody, is to let them know that, look, I'm sorry I lashed out because I was in conflict. I was trying to punish myself and try to take love away, potential for love away from myself, because I feel the need to be punished. I feel like I don't deserve love. There's a lot of conflict within you, Scorpio, when it comes to love, and that's why it's important to have these conversations about that, to tell them that, look, I feel like I don't deserve love, and that's why I've struggled to express myself, and I've struggled to, move forward and get on the same page with you, because I feel like I don't deserve it. And, I feel like for a lot of you, that it's bringing that to light, bringing that conflict to light, and bringing that, the ways that you have been punishing yourself when it comes to love, and telling yourself you're unworthy, you don't deserve love, you don't deserve an opportunity. I feel like someone here, like whoever this is that needs to apologize, you've lashed out at somebody, but it's come from wanting to punish yourself, wanting to hurt yourself and destroy an opportunity that you knew deep down, that your inner voice was telling you, this is important, this could be something amazing. This could be where happiness is. And so you destroyed that opportunity specifically to hurt yourself. But in the process of hurting yourself, have you hurt somebody else? Now is the time you need to have that conversation, apologize for your actions and your emotions getting the better of you, because that's what that was. And, be truthful and be honest, and say, look, at the end of the day, I want the happy opportunities. I want the potential. I know there's potential here. I feel the potential here. I feel the love potential here. I want to, come together onto the same page with you. I'm devoted to attempting to do this, and to actually express myself in open, vulnerable ways, even if it hurts. Okay? Because the time to you've been punishing yourself too much, Scorpio, and it's time for you to allow this healing to happen. Allow yourself to ascend and heal from that need to hurt yourself when it comes to love. All right, that this person, because I'm picking up strongly this message up very strongly, obviously with the channeling, but it's time to have that conversation, because this person can actually help you heal. All right, and you know it. And there's a part deep down within you that darkness is hiding, that doesn't want to let yourself heal, because you feel like you do not deserve it. But the light, let the light in. That's why we're finding the balance for you here, Scorpio, because it's time to allow yourself that opportunity to have happiness in your life. All right. So I know that is kind of specific to certain people here, but just in general, for others of you, it's time to have the conversations and be honest about your emotions, and trust your intuition, listen to that inner voice, and move forward. Resolve conflicts so that we can get to the happiness. All right, and focus on the happiness rather than focusing on the conflicts. There's some emotional conflicts and mostly punishment, mostly self-punishment, but being honest about that and having a conversation about that, and being vulnerable by having that conversation and resolving those conflicts will help you move these relationships forward. All right, so that's what we have for you today, Scorpio. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all again soon.